Well, hello, hello. This is Rosa, rcgkreations. How are you doing? Let me see. Okay, need to move this over. Sorry. Sorry for the move. Okay, we're making today some marinades to go with two meals that are going to be freezer. One of them's going to be a freezer meal for another day next week, and one's going to be for a meal for tomorrow. Okay, making now. When you're making your marinades and you're doing a bunch of stuff, spray your measuring spoon with cooking spray, vegetable spray, and that keeps the maple syrup and anything like honey and maple syrup sticking to it. Just a quick little tip there for you. Okay, so the recipe we're doing today, and this one is going to be teriyaki chicken. So we're going to need 1/4 cup of soy sauce, and instead of using regular soy sauce, we're going to be using the liquid Aminos. It's a brand new one, so I got to open this up. Sorry guys, I should have had this open before we got here. Okay. I would think there was a little tear. Oh, here it is. There it is. A little tear strip. And liquid Aminos is a soy protein seasoning. You use it as a soy sauce alternative, and it's supposed to be better for you. Basically, the ingredients are vegetable protein from soybeans and water. See that? And it's the same thing as like coconut Aminos, but it doesn't have all the bad stuff that regular soy sauce does. But we buy soy sauce because hubby loves it. I don't like it. I don't eat it. But hubby does, so we buy it for him. Let me put this over here. I don't want it to get messy. Smells like soy sauce. First time using it, so we'll see. Okay, so we're going to use 1/4 cup of soy sauce. I'm only making one batch, so we know if we like it, we'll do it again. And then next time next grocery run, we'll make a double up of chicken breast, and I'll have a bunch of these are in the freezer now. When you make your freezer bags, let me put this in here. When you make your freezer meals, they're supposed to store and last about 3 months. So try and make sure you use them up, and just so don't make a whole bunch if you don't think you're going to get to it within 3 months, because there's something about all the ingredients in the zipper bag because it's frozen. It does something and breaks it down. So I went through about 5 or 6 different sites, and I think probably like 12 different recipes trying to figure out different types of marinades, because I'm needing to do stuff that's easy and quick, that all you got to do is stick it in the oven and bake it and you're done. Everything else is already done and finished and done. So, and also what's nice about these meals, if you want to, you can put it, and we have the little baby mini crock pot, which is what I'm probably going to be doing tomorrow, is you put it on low, and it'll cook for 4 to 6 hours. And so when you get home, it'll already be ready. There's nothing you can do. So you can do this in the oven, or you can bake it in the, bake this in the oven, or do it in a crock pot, or you could even grill it if you want to grill it. That's 3 ways you can do the same thing. But at least this way all the prepping's done. Okay? And then you would just take out the chunks of chicken breast, because if they say, almost everyone was saying this, it seems to be the chicken, it stays moister when it's solid one piece instead of chopping it up in little pieces. And then after you've marinated it, because you're going to marinate it overnight, or at least the minimum is 30 minutes, for a bunch of recipes said 30 minutes, to an hour, and up to 6 to 8 hours, but most of them say just do it overnight, so that would be an 8-hour time frame. And then of course if you put it in the crock pot, that's really going to marinate it and soften the chicken even more. Oh, that's my alarm for another project. And then what you want to do is you want to either cut it up in pieces, bite-sized pieces, or just shred it, however you want to do it. But with it being in the crock pot, it's going to just separate with 2 forks. Probably just with 1 fork it'll separate. And then you cook it over and put it over a bit of rice or a bit of pasta, whatever you want it is. And then there's your meal. Or you know what? Don't even do that at all. Just use that marinated item, chicken, because we're on a weight loss program, so we're staying away from pastas and carbs and stuff. So I'm probably just going to have mine just as a chicken breast by itself with a little side salad on the side. And then that should be it. And then that'll be my dinner. So, but hubby can do whatever he'd like to do. I don't know if he wants pasta or rice. And he typically does the cooking because he gets home 2 hours before I do. All right, so let's finish up. So we got the soy sauce. Now we need 1 tablespoon of sesame oil. I don't know if I have sesame oil or not. I don't think I do, so I'm going to have to skip that one. Okay, and then 1 tablespoon of rice vinegar. I do have that. And I bought this strictly to make these recipes. As you can see, I just brand new, haven't even opened it up yet. Let me give me a little bowl to put all my little trash in. Okay, so it's just to pour through there. So we're going to need 1 tablespoon of rice vinegar. So let me get my tablespoon. Doesn't smell too good. It's going to take some getting used to here. Okay, there's the rice vinegar. Next thing we're going to do a green onion. We're skipping the green onion because hubby don't like onions. So I'm just going to skipping it onion altogether. I know it's in there for flavor and all that, but we're going to go without. Now I could put onion powder in there, which I just might. And then 2 tablespoons of minced fresh ginger. Now I have this, and I've had this for a while, and it expires in August of this year. So I want to hurry up, finish using it before it expires. And all this is ginger juice. See that? And that replaces 1 tablespoon of ginger juice equals 1 tablespoon of fresh grated ginger. So it's equal parts. And it asks for 2 teaspoons of fresh ginger. So let me get my teaspoon. And I've used this ginger juice, and I really like it. And you do taste. I mean, I taste the ginger, and that's less I have to worry about cleaning up or have to store. And it's just 1 bottle, because ginger is something I just don't use a whole lot of. But you never know. I may be changing. If we like these little marinades a lot more, we may be using these a lot more than usual. Okay. So the fresh ginger, and then 2 cloves of garlic. And I'm going to be using the store-bought garlic. And this is chunky garlic stir-in paste gourmet garden. Coarsely chopped garlic for a bit of bolder savory taste. Okay. In cooking, you use 1 tablespoon of paste to recipe to 1 medium clove. Okay, now it asks for 2 cloves. So we're going to do 2. Oh, never been used. Open that up. Okay, so that says you use 1 teaspoon equals 1 clove. So we're going to do a teaspoon. Okay, I think that's good enough. That's 1. Because it did ask for 2 cloves. Let's do just a little bit more. It came out pretty easy. Yeah, it definitely tastes like, smells like garlic. Okay, garlic, cloves. So it's got my soy sauce, don't have no sesame oil. Rice vinegar, skipping on the onion, fresh ginger, cloves. 1/2 teaspoon of sriracha. I got this for hubby and I'm swiping it from his stash. He don't know, so don't tell him. I don't do hot sauce. I used to do hot sauce, but I don't do hot sauce now. He loves hot sauce. Okay, 1/2 teaspoon. Now, I like spicy, I just don't like really, really overly spicy. That's close enough. And then 2 tablespoons of rice vinegar, which I already did that. Now we go to the 3 tablespoons of maple syrup. So, tablespoon. I might clean that before I put that back away, because that dribbled on there. And I'm using this organic 100% pure maple syrup. So we're going to need 3 tablespoons of this. 1. 2. 3. And you see how that just falls right off because you sprayed it. I sprayed it with the, it just drizzles out with that cooking vegetable spray. And then now all we're going to do is get our chicken breast. I had this frozen because I buy my chicken in bulk at the grocery store. Take my bag out. I just use a container because I don't have those little, you can get those at Amazon. Someday I'll get me one, but I don't do enough of these yet to justify spending that money. So, now there's a chicken breast. And there's the other one. Oh, that's got a little bit of fat right there. I'm going to cut that fat off before I can't touch the camera, so you're going to be watching me do this because I got chicken in my hands. So I'm going to cut that piece of fat off. I'm just going to do it right here on this plate. Hubby and I don't care for this extra fat. So let me put this over here. Put that. I got a clean little wet towel right here because I knew I was going to be messing with chicken. Now I'm going to use this because I want to get this extra sriracha in here, but I'm going to wash everything anyway. So let me put all my dirty spoons in there. And see how this is just a quart-sized bag. Don't use a big old gallon bag when it's just like us. We're empty nesters, so it's just the 2 of us. And this is only going to be enough for 1 meal. But again, like I said, this is something brand new. I only want to do it for 1 meal in case we don't. What if we don't like it? And the fact that I did not have the sesame oil, is that going to make a difference? I really don't know. Okay. So I haven't squeezed out all the excess air out yet. Ah, there's a piece of fat right there. I need it. I'll just have to do that before I put it in the to bake. And then you just want to smooth it around, and then you're going to leave this. If you're going to cook it right away, again, like I said earlier, you want to let it marinate for at least a minimum of an hour. If you're going to just freeze the whole thing, I'm just going to open a little spot and squeeze all the air out as much as you can. I'm just going to open a little bit because I don't want a whole bunch of this juices to fall out there. There we go. And it's all done. So now I'm just going to label this one Teriyaki chicken. We'll bring you right back for the next one. I'll be right back. Okay, we are back for the second marinade. This one, I didn't have enough. I really wanted to make the, I went ahead and did a printout, and there's 6 different ones. And I really wanted to make the fajita chicken marinade, but I didn't have all the ingredients to make it. And then I wanted to do next was the cilantro lime. 3 main ingredients I don't have, so we'll have to skip that one. So we're going to go back to the one, and I made this before. I think I have a video on it, I believe. If I do, if I find it, I'll put a link in the description box. But this is the honey mustard chicken marinade. Now, we made this before, and hubby did care for it, so I'm going to make it again. And this one calls for 3 tablespoons of honey. I'm going to do that one last because honey is going to be thick. 3 tablespoons of Dijon mustard. And I don't have Dijon mustard, but I'm going to be using this Creole if I have enough. If not, I'm going to add a little bit of this spicy brown mustard. You use what you got. And don't go to a whole lot of expense unless you plan ahead. I'm just shaking this so all of it comes down to the bottom. So we're going to need tablespoons. We're going to need 3 of these. And each one of these recipes allows for from 1 to 1.5 pounds of chicken. And you can use any kind of chicken that you want, thighs, breast, legs. That's 1, 2, whatever pieces of chicken that you care for. Okay, it's totally up to you. I'm just about done with this. I'm going to add a little bit more, just because I'm almost done with this. Let's see how much this makes. I think it's going to be another one. I don't want to do, you know what, I ain't going to hurt it because we really enjoyed it last time. And that way I'll just throw this container away because it's pretty much empty. I'm just going to finish this off. And then let me just move it all to the end so it'll pour out easy. Okay. That goes in my trash. That one's done. So we'll do the honey in a minute. Then we're going to need 2 tablespoons of olive oil. 2 tablespoons. 1. 2. Oops, I spilt. I'm going to let that dribble a little bit there. Thank goodness for my clean white towel. This is one good thing if you have a clean white towel, you can wipe your items before you close it. That way you don't have a bunch of mess on your lid. Because it will dribble, and it'll dribble down with weight because of gravity. And then you'll have a big mess in your pantry. And you don't want to do that. Okay, so that's the olive oil. Then we're going to need 2 teaspoons of apple cider vinegar. This is a recycled bottle that I washed in the dishwasher. Okay, turn off alarm. Another project. And I just use the same one because I like it because it's a smaller size. And the biggest thing I like it is because of this pour spout. It's easy to pour out. Okay, 2 teaspoons. 1 teaspoon of apple cider vinegar. So, whoops, I just went over just a little bit. 2. Apple cider vinegar. The garlic. I thought I brought my garlic out. I gotta go use my garlic paste because I don't want to be mincing some garlic when I have my garlic paste. I don't want to use up. Okay, so it asks for 1 clove of garlic, and 1 clove is equivalent to 1 teaspoon. A little bit more. That's close enough. Garlic. Okay. 1 teaspoon of kosher salt. I keep my kosher salt, and I get the big box, but then I keep it in here because I don't use a whole lot of it, but I do use it quite regularly. So it's going to ask for 1 teaspoon. 1 teaspoon. And I don't know if you saw my video on buying coarse salt in bulk and then grinding it yourself to make it fine, to use extra fine in your salt and pepper shakers. But this is I'll put a link in the description box to that video. It's a quick little video, it's not very long. And it's really very cost effective to do it that way. It also saves space because you grind as much as you need. And I just grind enough to fill my little shaker. And then that's it. I did extra because of the video, but typically I would just grind enough to fill the whole little shaker. Then grind it again because it takes, what, maybe 2 minutes max. Okay, 1/2 teaspoon ground black pepper. I only need 1/2 teaspoon. That's not 1/2 yet. Okay, that's about 1/2. I just eyeballed it. No sense getting in that spoon dirty for that little amount. Okay, so black pepper, salt, clove, garlic, apple cider vinegar, olive oil, Dijon mustard. So now we need 3 tablespoons of the honey. And this is where it's going to get messy, because this is the messy one. Because you got to pour it. I wish I had a jar. I'm trying to get a jar that you can pour it out, that has a little spout to it. You know what? I'm going to use this one. I'm using my big. These are my old Tupperware measuring spoons from 1979. Okay, we're going to need 3 tablespoons. Make sure I read it right. Yeah, 3 tablespoons of honey. I don't want to make a big mess. I'm getting better at not making some big messes. Okay, 1. And let me get another heaping teaspoon. Two. Okay. And since I know that's a tablespoon, I'm just going to pour it. Because this is the last of it. Last of them 2 dinners that we're going to have for this one for tomorrow. And then another one for another day. We want to make it for. And then I'm going to go ahead and put it in the little mini crock pot. Because it's just a small portion. And we'll be ready to roll. And I would normally lick this because this is pure honey. But I don't do that no more. Trying to stay away from as much sweetener as possible. Okay, so no mess. So I won't have no sticky lid. Because I get to make some granola next. But I'm not going to put that on video. I've done that many times. That's just something that I'm going to do. Just to do. Because I need to do it. We're out of granola. For our breakfast with our yogurt. Okay. Now let's put the chicken. Now these were chicken strips. I got these because they were on sale. But that's going to work just the same thing as the regular chicken breast. And this is about 2 pounds. Close enough. Which is equivalent to 2 big old chicken breasts. Get my little paper towel here. Wipe that part off. And of course, everybody knows when you're messing with chicken, I have a homemade disinfectant that I use and I spray everything down. And I try not to touch, especially my camera. Try to have at least one hand that doesn't get all yucky. Squeeze all the air out. And then close it as you're squeezing the air out. And then you're just going to move it around. Definitely move around that honey because you want all those good stuff inside every piece of that chicken. Make sure it's still good because otherwise you'll have a big mess. And then don't forget, label your bags. So label and date them. They're good for 3 months. And you're good to go. And then if you lay them down flat, so when they freeze, they're laying flat. It saves you a lot of space in your freezer space. But as you can see, this coating is not going all the way around on the chicken here. But it will, because it's going to sit and it's going to lay. There we go. Moving that chicken around. Move this one around. Push this one down. Remember those old the Rubik cubes? Like cane puzzles? That's what you're doing as you're moving your pieces of meat around to make sure it's all coated. So I'm going to set it here to the side. Let that part get done. There we go. See? Now it all got coated everywhere. So I'm going to label this, and then we'll be done. I'm going to go make me my granola. Like that was on my little list. My reminder came up. Make my granola, and then I'm done for the day. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next video. Bye-bye. Oh, forgot. Hold on. Here is our 2 marinated teriyaki chicken. Honey mustard chicken, marinated chicken for 2 different meals. Bye-bye. Take care.